Hey guys, welcome back to Random Adventures. Today we're going to be taking a look at this Mooncool Tk1 electric tricycle. This is the Serenity Blue color. This is a very nice color, guys, but this bike is available in 5 additional colors as well. So you do have a lot of color choice options. Let me tell you a little bit about the bike. First of all, the bike does have a 500 watt nominal, 1200 watt peak hub drive motor in the rear that is powered by a 48 volt, 14.5 amp hour battery tucked up under the seat here. The battery is removable, so you can charge it on the bike or you can take it off and charge it off the bike. You do get all the lights on the bike. You do get tail lights, turn signals, brake lights, and the headlight. In addition to that, it does have the horn. The 20x3 fat tires on the bike are Chow Yang branded, and they do have the knobby tread pattern. The bike does have a dual hydraulic brake setup. You get one brake in the front, one brake in the middle back here in the rear. They do have large rotors. They are 180 millimeter rotors. It does seem to be Star Union hydraulic brakes. The bike does have a top speed of 16 miles an hour, which is a good safe speed for a tricycle bike like this. And they do say it can do between 35 and 70 miles of range. That's just going to depend how much pedaling you put in and what kind of pedal assist level you are using. Let's talk about the size and fitment of this bike. This bike does have a 450-pound weight limit, and it does weigh in at 89 pounds. You do get this giant basket in the rear. You get another large basket up here in the front. There is a low step over height on this bike, so it's going to be a little bit easier to get on. This bike is just 16 inches to step over right here in the middle. Let's see how long the seat post is. Wow, has a huge seat post. Seat post is 31.8 millimeters if you want to get a suspension seat post for this. Let's put this on minimum insert. I am 6 foot tall with 32-inch inseams. Let me see if I can even get on this. Seems a little high. Just barely. So if you want to ride like a giant, you can put your seat all the way up like this. The handlebars are adjustable, but this is the maximum recommended height right here. But there is a little bit more left in the tube. Let me put it at the max height. Not bad, not bad. At 6 foot tall, I'm going to be more likely to ride with the seat about halfway up. That's a little bit better. Let me try that. Real nice. This bike does have a dual crown fork suspension in the front, and there is no suspension in the rear. One nice thing about the bike is it does have the dual parking brake setup, so you can set both of these brakes and walk away, and the bike's not going to roll away on you. Or if you stop on a hill and you want to talk to somebody or something like that, you can lock these parking brakes down. This is a foldable electric bike, so you can fold the front of this bike over if you want to make it a little bit shorter in your garage. Let me show you how the bike looks folded over. You do have to unlock the latch here in the center. Pop this open. Let me show you how to fold it over. Just swing it around here. The bike will sit down like that. You can also fold the handlebars over. Pop that latch open. It's definitely not tiny when it's folded up like this, but it does make it a little bit more compact. Let's unfold it. Bring the handlebars up. Let me latch those. Don't forget to latch your frame in the middle. Let me get you in here a little closer and take a look at the bike, then we'll take it out for a ride. There's your 20x3-inch Chow Yang branded fat tires. They do have the knobby tread pattern on them. This is your dual crown fork suspension. It does have the lockout and rebound adjustments. This is the lockout. Your rebound adjustment is over on the other side. You do get a rounded headlight in the front. The headlight is attached to your front basket here. This basket stays in place. When you turn the wheels, this basket does not move. This one does say 13 kilograms right here. Let's take a look at this good looking Serenity Blue paint job on this frame. This is where the bike folds right in the center. It does say Mooncool going up. There is a water bottle holder attach point right here. There is a little size sticker right there with some dimensions, and it does say SGS. That has to do with the battery certification. This is what your seat looks like, nice and wide. This one does have a lot of padding. This is going to be a very comfortable seat. The battery is mounted right here underneath the seat. This is the charging port on the side of the battery. It is the 5mm style charger. There is a power level indicator right here. If you press and hold this button, it does light up. Here's what your rear wheels look like. There is a lot of spokes on these wheels. You do get these metal fenders as well. Let me show you the crankset here. This bike just has a single gear on it, and that is perfectly fine with me because this bike don't really need all those other gears. This thing has a lot of torque, so this thing has a real nice start off the line. It does have some heavy-duty crank arms and some metal pedals. Let's take a look at this giant basket in the rear. I do not see a weight limit on this one, but this bike is heavy-duty and does have a 450-pound weight limit, so you can definitely get a lot of cargo in this basket. The bike does have a triple light setup in the rear. It does have tail lights and bright brake lights. Let me show you these turn signals. Pretty cool. Here's a look at your hub drive motor in the rear. It is branded Mooncool. They do say this motor peaks out at 1200 watts. There's a look at your rear brake setup and your rear differential in the center. Since this is a tricycle bike, it does have that differential in the center that allows one wheel to spin. That way you can make sharp turns without dragging the wheels. There's the 180mm front hydraulic brake setup. One more thing this bike has on it is it does have the quick release skewer, so it's really easy to take this front tire off with no tools. Like I said, you do get hydraulic brakes on this one, and it does have the parking brake on both sides. Really nice and easy to set. Just squeeze them to release. That way your bike won't roll away on you. There's your adjustable front handlebars. They do have the numbers on them. These are easy to lower and raise. That's the maximum height there, but it does have a little bit extra in that tube, so you might be able to go just a little bit higher. I would say right about there. This is the maximum recommended height though. Let me lock that down. I do love this handlebar style. It's kind of a BMX style handlebars. It does have about a 4-inch rise, and I do love that it has this big open bar here. You can put Bluetooth speakers here. You can put additional lights here. You can put a GPS here. So you do have a lot of space here to add some accessories. All right, over here on the left side, you do get some rubberized ergonomic hand grips, and you do get your hydraulic brake levers. These hydraulic brake levers do feel really nice in the hand. Over on the right side, you do get your twist throttle, and the rear brake is over on the right side. Your turn signals and your horn is over here as well. Let's take a look at this display. When the brakes are set, it does say brake right here. This is your pedal assist level. This bike does have 5 levels of pedal assist out of the box. Pretty nice. Just go up and down with the plus and the minus. That's your battery life indication. You do get a large mile/hour reading, and your headlight indicator is up here at the top. When you release the brakes, you can cycle through the power button and change the different settings. You get trip, timer, power in watts, max speed, average speed, back to odometer. All right, everyone, let's take the Mooncool out for a ride. Okay, everyone, we're out here on the Mooncool Tk1. Let's see if we can turn the power off and pedal this bike with no power. That's something everybody always wants to know. This bike does just have the single gear on it. It doesn't have like 7 speeds or anything like that. And actually, it's pretty easy to pedal with this single gear. So the bike does have a pretty good gearing just to get out and pedal around a little bit. I am putting in a little bit more work now that we are going slightly uphill, but I can still pedal the bike. Let's put it up to pedal assist level 1. I'm going to try to pedal. Slight delay, now the power's coming on. Pedal assist level 1 gives you a nice leisurely 6 or 7 miles an hour. So this bike does have a claimed range of between 35 and 70 miles. So if you wanted to get a super long range like that, you would ride the bike on pedal assist level 1 and cruise at a nice leisurely pace like this. This bike does have a cadence sensor. Let's talk about the power delivery. Let me start pedaling. There is a slight delay, about half a rotation of the pedals before the power comes on. That's not too bad. All right, guys, let's try pedal assist level 2. Good amount of torque on this bike, you can tell. And it ran us up to 9.3 miles an hour here. So it's just a little bit faster than pedal assist level 1. And you can keep up pedaling easily with this single gear at this speed. This is going to be a nice cruising speed on this bike, 9 miles an hour. All right, let's try pedal assist level 3. This bike is set up with 5 levels of pedal assist. Seeing 11 miles an hour now. I can still keep up pedaling pretty comfortably. Let's just go ahead and try level 4. It's giving me about 13 miles an hour on pedal assist level 4. And you can still keep up pedaling. The cadence is getting a little faster. The throttle is locked to the pedal assist level, so whatever pedal assist level the bike is on, that's how much throttle you're going to get. It is cutting me off exactly at 13 miles an hour, pedal assist level 4, using the throttle. All right, we're going to stop right here. We're going to put it in pedal assist level 5. We're going to go for the hill climb. When we get up to the top of the hill, we will check the top speed. Level 5, let's check the acceleration here. Smooth but torquey. I'm going to do throttle only on this hill climb. It's giving me 15.4 miles an hour. Getting steeper now. Pulling us up. It just dropped down into the 12s. It was pretty close to 13 miles an hour. That speed is right in line with other bikes that have 750 watt motors and peak out a little bit higher. So pretty much what I expected for the hill climb, basically 13 miles an hour up the hill. Let's check out this torque and see if we can make it up this steeper off-road hill from a dead stop. You want to lean forward on these tricycles. All right, plenty of torque, we made it up easily. The reason I say you want to lean forward is you can tip backwards on a tricycle bike, and I have done it before if they have a short wheelbase. This one's a little bit longer, so it's a little bit less tippy than some of them. Let me try it with pedaling. In the same spot here. Piece of cake, especially when you add your own pedaling in. All right, guys, I got the GPS speedometer started here. Let's check our acceleration, and then we will check the top speed using this GPS. Throttle only. 10. 15. So the bike is topping us out at 15 miles an hour. The speedometer does match up with the GPS. It does say 15.4 on board here. So you do have a nice accurate speedometer here. Let me see if I can keep up pedaling at this speed. You can. It's a little bit fast of a cadence already. Pedal assist level 4 is a little bit more comfortable, but you can keep up pedaling at top speed. 15, 16 miles an hour is the top speed on the bike. I did look it up to see if you could unlock the bike to any higher top speeds. I could not really find any information on that, other than some people saying you could get into the settings and maybe change the wheel size to a smaller diameter to trick the speedometer into giving you a little bit more top speed. But 16 miles an hour is a good safe speed for this bike, and that's pretty much where it's supposed to be at. Let's do our brake test here from top speed right at the end of this pavement. Real nice. Stopped us real quick, guys, about 10 feet from 15, 16 miles an hour. The bike does have hydraulic brakes. These look like Star Union brakes to me. They do have the 180 millimeter rotors, and this thing stopped real nice. Just giving them a normal pull. They stop really well. If you pull them really hard, you can lock up the wheels. And both of these brakes do have the parking brake on them, so if you want to stop and talk to somebody for a while, you can just set your parking brakes on both sides and chill out. You're not going to roll away anywhere. When you're ready to go, you just pull the brakes and it releases the parking brakes. All right, guys, let's go do a little bit of light off-roading and a little bit of trail riding. This bike has lots of torque, so I don't think it will have any trouble doing that. Let's run it down here. There is a front suspension on the bike, so that is going to take up some of the bumps. Oh yeah. No suspension in the rear, but the seat is nice and wide and comfy. Since this is a tricycle, you do have to keep the wheels level. If you get that one wheel up in the air, that one wheel will spin on you with the differential. As long as you keep the wheels level, you're going to be powering on. Let's go ride the little trail. I'm actually going to power it down a little bit. I've been on pedal assist 4. Might put it down to 2. I don't think we're going to need full power to ride this trail. Thing actually handles nicely, guys. I did notice when you pull the rear brake, same thing. If you get one wheel up in the air, you can lose traction on one wheel if you're pulling the rear brake. So if you're doing this off-roading, you're going to want to make use of your front brake as well, because that one's going to dig in a lot. This bike is more than capable to ride these trails. Let's hit the big bumps here. We'll feel that front suspension. All right, get a little side to side since we're on a tricycle. Wasn't bad though. I know most people are gonna keep these things on the street, but I'm kind of adventurous, and I'm sure there's some other people like me that want to get off-road a little bit. You could add a suspension seat post to this seat. Make it a little bit softer on the tail. But it's just fine. Pretty comfy. All right, let me turn it up. The tricycles do bridge across the tire tracks, so it's going to be a little rougher when you're riding down the tire track because you are hitting both sides with the rear wheels. I'm not going to take this across the creek, but I will run it up here to the end of the hill here. Getting a little sideways here, guys. Gonna lean off the bike, keep the weight balanced out. It's got the power for it. Just keep it level. Really torquey bike. That's nice. When I did the initial hill climb test, I mentioned 750 bikes because this ran up the hill like a 750 bike that peaks out over 1,000 watts. We got similar speed. And then I came to realize this is only a 500 watt nominal bike that peaks out at 1,200 watts. So it's got a really impressive motor on it. Just be careful on the hills. The bike's not really meant to be doing this. But as you can see, we did not tip over. I think we were pretty close to the capabilities of the bike as far as the terrain goes. This is about all you would want to max it out at, you know, trail-wise. Power-wise, I don't think we were even hitting the limit there at all. The bike has plenty of power. And I haven't heard anything rattling. This is a nice, quiet bike. I thought those rear fenders might rattle a little bit the way that they are installed on the axle, but nope, no rattles. I've heard people complain about tricycles having too much torque and power. I've had some comments like that. You can do part throttle on this one. So even if you are on a higher power level, you can just give it a little bit of power with your throttle. See, I can go real slow here, even though I'm on level 3. So the bike is very controllable. You don't need to give it all the power. So you can control it with the throttle or you can control it with the pedal assist level. Keep in mind though, if you do pedal your legs, it's gonna give you the power based on the pedal assist level. So let me demonstrate these parking brakes to you. This is a hill right here. I'm gonna set these parking brakes. You're able to just hop off the bike even if you're on a hill. Parking brake set, bike's not going anywhere. Don't forget this bike does have the nice low step over frame, so this one is real easy to get on anyhow. See, I'm already on the bike. It's not moving on me at all. Parking brake set, then I can release my brakes and get going. There's a nice long hill climb here in this neighborhood, so I thought I'd bring the bike over here and test it out a little bit. It's doing really well on this hill. We're on level 4, which tops out at 13, and it's maintaining the top speed there. Overall, this tricycle bike feels very stable, guys. You can give it a pretty good side to side, and it doesn't lean too easily. This definitely is a beautiful looking tricycle. Don't forget this does come in about 6 different colors as well, so you can pick the color you like. I see the road is open again. They've been working on this dam here. It is a pretty little lake though, very sunny today. Summertime coming. Good time to be on an e-bike. All right, everyone, we just lost our first battery bar after 12 miles. This bike seems to be real efficient. Those range claims that they give of 35 to 70 miles might very well be possible on this bike. At least the 35-mile part of it. I do think that's super impressive, 12 miles and just dropping the first battery bar. Overall, it's very easy to pedal. Pedal assist 4 is about as fast as you really want to pedal the bike. Down around 3 is a lot nicer of a cadence. That's what the cadence looks like on pedal assist level 3. But you can definitely keep up on 4. And this is what your pedal looks like on top speed. It is pretty fast, but you can keep up pedaling. Don't forget the display does give you a watt meter to show you how much power you're using. Right now on pedal assist 4, we are using about close to 400 watts of power. It's pretty cool that it does display that. All right, guys, I rolled back into my area on the Mooncool Tk1 Folding Electric Tricycle. Let's see what we did for range here. I did put 13 miles on this ride. Most of it was on level 4 and level 5 pedal assist. We only dropped 1 battery bar. I do find that to be very impressive. So their range claim of 35 to 70 miles on this bike may be very well possible if you do ride on the lower pedal assist levels and you do put in your own pedaling. Even riding on level 4 and 5, it looks like we're going to get well over 30 miles of range. What are my final thoughts on the Mooncool Tk1? I think it's an awesome bike, guys. It has a lot of power, a lot of torque. It's going to get a great range. You have a lot of cargo capacity there. It does come with a comfortable seat. It does have really nice hydraulic brakes with big rotors, 180 millimeter rotors. Stopped us on a dime. It does just have the single gear, but the gearing of it matches up pretty well with the speeds of this bike, and it does have some pretty heavy-duty crank arms. You do get all the lights on this bike: headlights, taillights, turn signals, and brake lights. You do get that adjustable front fork suspension, and you can fold this bike up. So there is a lot of perks to this bike, guys. I do find this one to be really nice. The bike does top out at 16 miles an hour, which is a good safe speed for a tricycle bike like this. But this bike does have a lot of torque, guys. It did really well on the hill climbing, and it did really well on the trail riding. It's a very capable bike. All right, everyone, if the Mooncool Tk1 is the electric tricycle for you, I will put the link for this tricycle in the description below the video. Please hit like and subscribe to the channel for more e-bike and scooter content like this. I really appreciate you guys watching. I'll catch you in the next one.